So for anyone who might be entirely unaware of Pine, because I feel like the people who've been using Linux for a while probably have, heard about it, maybe knew about the Pine phone, stuff like that. But for anyone who maybe started using it ever since like the Steam Deck came out, or maybe more recently with the Steam Machine, I feel a lot of people probably don't know what Pine is and what they've done.
Yeah, sure. So basically, Pine is you know, they make open source hardware.
Mhm.
They make a lot of like Linux devices, embedded devices, like home devices. They make a bunch of like really random stuff. And the difference between like Pine and other companies is that they do not have any developers.
Mhm.
The community is basically the developer base for the devices, right?
Right.
And that can be a really good thing. So that can keep the prices down for Pine Store's like hardware and all of that.
Mhm.
But people have to actually want to work on them.
Yeah.
So that can be like if people aren't on board with like the hardware idea, then there's going to be nobody there. So for example, there is a device called the Pine Cam. It was like, an IP camera.
Mm-mm-mm.
It was an interesting idea, but the board that it's based on, so they used an existing board called the Oz64.
Mhm.
They went nowhere.
Right. So it's this issue where you can make the hardware, you can sort of put things out there, but if nobody is sort of backing it, it's like it's cool, but you need someone to sort of get that snowball rolling, because
Yeah,
when people
exactly.
start building stuff, then more stuff will be built and then goes from there. But if nobody is really doing that initial first step, right, like nothing's really going to start from that point.
Yeah, basically. So that's why the Pine Cam failed.
Mhm.
And other devices, like the more exciting devices, like the Pine Note, they have had a lot more recent development
Which one, sorry?
after getting the Pine Note. So
Oh, Pine
that's
Note. Pine Note. Okay, yeah.
yep. So that's the one that recently
Ink tablet.
got a like a proper second batch,
Mm-hmm.
and then a lot of development started after that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Pine's been around for a while at this point, hasn't it? I'm forgetting which year it
Yes,
started.
I think it was like 2014
Yeah, something like.
with the Pine 64, like the $10
Mm-hmm.
single board computer. That was the original.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like Pine was, especially a couple of years ago, I heard quite a lot about Pine. Like that was when people were talking about the Pine phone, and the what was the laptop? The Pinebook. The Pinebook. Yes.
Pinebook Pro, yeah.
Yes. There was a lot of discussion around that. Like these are really cool devices, and then at some point, I kind of just stopped hearing about Pine. Um, and I feel like that's sort of directly related to a big thing you wanted to talk about here. But I don't know if you want to get into that first, or you want to talk more about what your
Do
role
you want
as
to
a
do
community
general?
manager is, and
Oh,
I don't know.
sure. Oh, yeah, I can do that. I would like to do that.
Mhm.
Um, so as a community manager currently, I'm not really like what people would consider like a technical community manager.
Right.
I'm kind of a people person rather than like doing a lot of the development.
Mhm.
I do like blog posts, I do like documentation writing and all of that kind of thing, but mainly I'm like interacting with the community,
Mhm.
making sure that people are getting hardware. So I found out like a while ago that Gadget Bridge, the software that connects to the Pine Time on Android, none of the developers actually had a Pine Time.
Oh.
So we sent them a couple of them.
Oh,
Actually,
Gadget
no,
Bridge. Yeah,
one of
yeah.
them
Okay,
didn't
I
make
do know
it.
this one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so basically, what I do is that I find projects and I'm like, hey, would you like some free hardware?
Mm-hmm.
Like where it would make sense, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you can't really support. Well, okay. assuming there is good documentation, you can support it without having the device, but having it there is always going to be better because then sometimes the documentation doesn't fully line up. Maybe there's parts where things are not being documented or there are bugs and various things like that. So actually having the device in front of you, that is the easiest way to be able to properly ensure the software is actually working on it. And if you have the hardware there, it sort of acts as a incentive to work more on that specific support.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you get your mates to like do all the testing for you, and you're it's just easier to have the device on you so you actually know what's going on in real time. It just not having it on you wastes a lot of time, I think. And so that's basically like one of the really important things, because let's be honest, paying a developer is a lot of money. Let's just give people free hardware. That doesn't cost as much for Pine, just giving away devices. So that is what they do, basically, is that they will give hardware to projects and all of that.
Right. And has that been was that the strategy before you were there as well, or is that more of a recent thing?
No, they've always given out hardware to projects and all of that. They sponsor a lot of hardware for, they've done that for Postmarket and all that. We've done it. I've done it personally for a few projects. So, Quill OS, which is a operating system for the Pine Note, and Pine Notes for the Arch Linux image. So there's been a lot of work on that from a few individuals.
A Postmarket, for anyone who doesn't know, is a mobile Linux distro. Just in case anyone's unaware.
And a few other individual developers who do like a lot of upstreaming work, we will send them hardware as well. Yeah.
Right. If there's someone who is clearly, I guess, the pillar of a project, or the pillar of a bunch of different projects, and they sort of like contribute around to a lot of different places, it kind of makes sense to, I guess, single them out as someone to like directly provide support to, right? If they're doing like
exactly
10x the work of everyone else, like they're like the person who you really want to like encourage more and support and get as much work with as how would I say it? Give as much encouragement as you can to, basically.
Exactly. You want to encourage them as much as possible, and that's as much as I can do.
Sure.